Hello my friends, my name is DragonHeart, the Prince of Wales, and let's talk gaming. In today's episode of Let's Talk Gaming, we are going to be discussing Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, or Rift Apart. This is a game that was kindly lent to me, or I borrowed it from my friend Lord Rex or so, and I recently obtained the Platinum trophy for this game on PlayStation 5, and I'm going to discuss it in this video. So it's a game made by PlayStation Studios and Insomniac Games. Insomniac have been hitting home runs constantly with the games they've been releasing over the past few years. They've released some great games like Spider-Man, Miles Morales, amongst some of the better known titles that they've done, and generally the games are always very well received, and most games they have been done to a very high standard, and that's the case with this game as well. It's the first proper game I've platinumed on the PlayStation 5. I did get the platinum for Astro's Playroom, which I mentioned in a previous episode, but this is a game that is like its own thing, which is separate to the console. And yeah, I got the platinum. I'm not going to do any spoilers for the story in case you guys want to play it yourselves or haven't played it yet, so I won't have spoilers for that. I will be talking about some of the things that I came across with the platinum trophy and a couple of the trophies as well, so I will do that, but I won't do any story-related stuff in this, I guess, review. Firstly, Ratchet & Clank is a game that is a platformer. You go around, you get collectibles and stuff, you shoot enemies, you upgrade your weapons, your guns, you unlock loads of guns throughout the entirety of the game. The guns are insane, they're really fun to use, and the enemy types and stuff are also fun. And they are quite challenging as well. I found the earlier portions of the game probably a bit more challenging, mainly because as the enemies get sort of bigger and stronger as the game goes on, your guns become so improved by the later stage of the game that it sort of nullifies it, to be honest with you. So that was fun. There's things you can get, there's some collectibles you can get throughout the game. One of them is called the Krieger Bears, or if you're an American, the Krieger Bears, and that's named after a guy called Craig who used to work for Insomniac Games, who sadly passed away due to cancer, I think, a year or so ago. So when they were developing the game, they decided to put these bears in. Basically, there's a bunch of levels. It's like 9 of them, I think, you have to collect on each level. Yeah, you need to get all the bears to get the platinum trophy. Most of them are pretty easy to find. I do admit I had to use a guide for 1 or 2 of the bears because they're not exactly straightforward, but the majority of them you will come across when you're doing the story anyway, when you naturally go to certain locations. The music in the game is fun. The story's good. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about the story because I don't want to spoil it, but it's a fun story. It's very light-hearted. It's like Pixar having a massive video game and having a great budget as well. That's all I'll say, really. The animation of like the fur, the way the light shines off like the metal on like the robotic characters and stuff, and some of the like water effects you see in the game are superb. Obviously this lends into the ray tracing side of the hardware on the PlayStation 5. The load times are insanely quick, and when you're on the PlayStation 5 menu, you can jump into different sections of the games and go to this level or go back here. Just jump in, you press a button, and within 5 seconds you're there. It's insane. One of the features of the game are the rifts, which obviously the game's called Rift Apart. It's story-related stuff anyway, but it happens right at the start of the game. But basically there's rifts that you can teleport into to go to different dimensions within the universe. Not really spoiler because on the front cover, so I'll mention that. And how you go from world to world is absolutely insane as well. The game is... I have some criticism for the game, which I will go into in a little bit. I want to keep the positivity going for a moment, though. The voice acting was superb. The emotion when things perhaps don't quite go as well for the characters, and then things pick up again. You can tell the voice actors had a lot of fun delivering the lines for these characters, and you can tell the developers had a lot of fun making this game as well. With my criticisms, I have 2 criticisms, I think. One of them is the length of the game. It's not the longest of games to play. I think I platinumed the game in 12 hours. I've seen people online who have platinumed the game in 8 hours or less. I think there's somebody who's done like a playthrough of it, and it's like 7 hours 50 something minutes playthrough, and that's getting all the platinum, all the trophies, and getting the platinum at the end. That's someone who's probably doing like a speed run sort of thing. We've probably done it a few times. But for the for me, it took me a little bit longer. So I felt like the game could have been a bit longer. I think mainly the story could have been, certainly the final sort of acts of the story could have been a bit longer, or there could have been another section or maybe another world or something. I felt like when the game sort of got to its conclusion, it wrapped up quite quickly, and it was kind of like, I enjoyed it, it was great, but I thought it was like it left me wanting a bit more, which is a good thing, especially if you want to do more sequels and more things like that, which no doubt they probably will do. I mean, Ratchet Clank has been around since 2002, I want to say. It's been like 20 years. I'd never played anyone before, so for a newcomer like me, it was a great introduction. I feel like a lot of new fans would have been made through this game, obviously due to the fact that the PS5 is new, and it's one of the... I thought it was a launch title. It's not a launch title. Miles Morales is a launch title amongst some of the other games, but it came out in June, so it's still within the first 12 months of the PlayStation 5's life cycle. So it's a game that helps sell the console, and it's great for the game because they'll earn new fans, get new eyes on their product. And yeah, you know, it's the case with me. I'm an example of that. I'll probably, I mean, like, this isn't my game, this is actually my friend Lord Rex's copy, but in the future I'll probably, you know, if they do a sequel or another game in a few years' time, I'll probably go and buy it. You see what I mean? So they're making sales. So for a newcomer like me, that's what, you know, what I might do. But going back to my point, 'cause I'm going off on a slight tangent today. The game could have been a bit longer, and getting the platinum trophy, I enjoyed it. I felt like I was derailed by probably a couple of hours because there's one particular trophy which was an absolute ball ache to get. Basically, there's 2 worlds in the game, 2 levels, where there's a collection of 30 crystals. They're called Blazon crystals, and you have to hit them to get the award. You have to hit all 30 of them. I think it's been patched where you can get like 29 or 30, you'll still get the trophy. And getting them's fine, but the problem is, unlike all the other collectibles and stuff in the game, there's no indicator on the map at all of whether you've actually done them or not. So if you hit them or not, there's no tick, there's no anything on the world map to show you. What you have to do is you have to literally go onto your PlayStation app or on your trophy list, and it'll give you a percentage. So it's like, out of the 30, I'm on 89% or something like that, which is kind of annoying. So I would have liked it if when you hit them, a green tick would come up. That literally happens on some of the other stuff in the game. They've already got that, where a tick will go through something if you've done it. Like the glitch sequences and stuff like that, I think they have a green tick that goes through once you've done it. So it's like, oh cool, done. That would have been great, but or something on the actual screen to show, right, I've done 21 of 30, 22 of 30, that sort of thing. But there's no indicator, so you end up backtracking and going back over things and trying to remember, did I hit that or not? Because you can walk past something and it'll still show on the map. You can walk past the crystals and it'll still show, but it won't show if you hit them or not. So that was kind of annoying. And the one world I was on where the majority of the crystals are on, you go up onto this elevator in the story. It takes you up there, you go on this like rail, you do some things, you fight some bad guys, you do what you gotta do, and there's a couple of crystals up there, there's a few up there. You come back down, and then you end up going to a different world, and there's more crystals and stuff. And what happened with me was, I did this, and then I wanted to go back up because I wasn't sure if I did all the crystals up on this elevator. But the problem I had was, the story locks you out of it, which was super annoying because you can't get back up there to go back over your steps to whether you did them or not. Because I think there were 2 crystals up there which you could have missed. As it turns out, I hit them and I did it anyway. But I did go back up and backtracked, and I couldn't get back up there because on the latest patch of the game, you can't get on the elevator. So I had to uninstall the game, reinstall it, turn the internet off so I don't have any patches or updates on it, go back onto that save and onto that level. And then I had to like wall jump and glitch through the door to go down onto the elevator to go back up, to go back through the section, which was super annoying, such a ball ache. There are a couple of videos on YouTube that show you how to do this, but it was so frustrating at the time. And then I went back through, I hit them all, and I think I had done them anyway, but I had that, because there's no way of tracking, I had no way of knowing. So this was a bit of a ball ache, and then eventually got the trophy, and I would then go on to get all of the trophies for the game and get the platinum. But that probably wasted a good hour to 2 hours of my time, so I could have done the game a bit quicker. And this is what I mean about the game being longer, even with that ball ache of a situation to try and get the trophy. It was still quite short, I thought. The only other thing with the trophies which I didn't like was you finish the game, you can pretty much get every trophy in the game in one playthrough, which is what I did, bar one trophy. And that one trophy is where you unlock all the weapons. Like I said, there's many weapons in the game that are fun to use, lots of weapons and variation to play with, which is great. But you need to unlock them all to get the platinum trophy. And you only get the other 2 trophies on a new game, so you have to go into challenge mode, restart the game, which is what I did. You keep your save file and all your weapons and stuff from previous. You start the story again. I skip like the first 4 or 5 cutscenes until I get to the section where there's a vendor, and then I go into the vendor and I buy the 2 remaining guns to get the trophy ping, and I get the platinum. And it's like, it's a bit silly that I have to start a new game just to get through to do this, because I don't really want to play the game again, because I've just finished it and I wanted to get the platinum trophy. So why couldn't the platinum trophy be tied to one playthrough rather than having to restart a new one? So that was my other minor gripe. It just meant I had to waste like 10 to 15 minutes of my time until I got to that section and skipping cutscenes and stuff. So they're the negativities. Overall, I would give this game a score of 9 out of 10. I think 9 out of 10 is a fair score. It's a very good game, like I said. It's won me over as a fan. It's just some little gripes that I have, which are more related to platinum trophies than the game itself, I guess. I just wish the game was a bit longer. But in some ways, like I said, that's a good thing, because it left me wanting more. Like I said, massive thank you to my friend Lord Rexor for allowing me to borrow this. This is going to go back to him very shortly, next time I see him. And yeah, we'll go from there, and I'll see you all in another episode soon. I've been DragonHeart. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.